Hello, New Rochelle. This is Superintendent Jonathan Raymond, and we have another session of What Matters Most. We are here live at Trinity Elementary School in the Trinity Studio, where what you do matters. I have a special guest with me today, one of our own teachers, Mary McCormack. But before we get to Mary, I have some good news. The New Rochelle High School baseball team held a fundraising car wash this past weekend at Davis Elementary School. They washed 150 cars and raised over $3,500 to support their spring baseball trip to Fort Pierce, Florida. Way to go, community, to support our Huguenots. And 4 of our New Rochelle High School students have been named New York State My Brother's Keeper MBK Fellows. These leaders in our community will have mentoring opportunities in government, education, and business. We are so proud of our MBK Fellows. And Albert Leonard Middle School received a sugar maple tree as part of the 150th anniversary celebration of Arbor Day this past week. Thank you, Olmsted Tree Company, for the donation. And now for some fun facts. Speaking of Trinity Elementary School, did you know that they now have a book vending machine where students can earn opportunities to select a book? And while we're at Trinity, our own Michael Hildebrand is featured on the City of New Rochelle's spectacular murals holding his son. Can you find the mural? And finally, coming up in the month of May is Library and Information Week. And this is a great time to head over to our public library and learn all you can and find some new great books. Welcome, Mary. It's so good to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
Can I call you Mary Mac?
Sure.
All right.
That's what the kids call me, Miss Mary Mac.
All right, Mary. So tell us a little bit about your story, about, what really matters most. You're going to be talking to us a bit about mindfulness.
Yes.
And yoga. Mm-hmm. So tell us a little bit. How did you come to that? What really has mattered in your teacher journey?
Okay. Well, I was a teacher in New Rochelle for 33 years at Daniel Webster School, and about 18 years ago, I started practicing yoga and mindfulness myself, and I was enjoying the benefits of my practice, and I thought, what would it look like in a kindergarten classroom? So I started sprinkling yoga and mindfulness throughout our day, and the effects were profound. So I knew that if I ever got to the point in my life where I was going to retire, that I was going to make a lane shift and move into the yoga and mindfulness field. So that's what I did. When I retired, I got certified through Kripalu, and then got my children's certification at Little Flower Yoga, and just basically turned right around and started offering yoga and mindfulness to kiddos in New Rochelle.
Yeah, so tell us about your week. What does it look like? And you mentioned you come into a couple of our schools and you actually, I think, roll in
Yes.
with your yoga, right?
So I'm presently working in 2 schools in our district. I'm working at Jefferson School and Daniel Webster School. And at Daniel Webster, there's a dedicated studio, and the kids come down and we practice yoga on mats. At Jefferson, I have this cart, and
Right.
I have everything that I need on the cart, and we do yoga in the classrooms. And the classes are pretty much identical. They're amazing.
So you brought a few of your items. In fact, I opened our show today.
With my Tinksabels.
Tinksabels. So yeah, talk a little bit about some of the things that you brought and how you use them when you go into your classes.
When I enter a classroom, I just chime the chimes, and the kids know that it's time to find their yoga seat, whether they're in a chair or on a mat. So they take an invisible string and they pull themselves up so that their spine is nice and tall, their shoulders are back.
How am I doing? Am I doing okay?
Very nice.
Okay.
And then have your toes facing
Okay.
both the same direction. Beautiful. And then they know that we're ready to begin the class. And every class has 5 elements. Okay? Connect, breathe, move, focus, and relax. And with the kids, I say connect, breathe, move, focus, and relax. And so we move through all of those elements as a class, and then when the class is over, I chime the chimes again and thank them and wish them for a beautiful day.
I like the relaxed part of that message.
Well, they need it.
And so could I.
Everybody does.
What else did you bring, and explain what are these other tools that you bring into your classroom?
Okay, so I brought my singing bowl. Okay, so this is a Tibetan singing bowl, and for a connect activity, I will take the singing bowl and you'll notice that it plays for a very long time. I'm just going to talk over it while it plays, and what I ask the kiddos to do is to focus on the sound. Okay, and to hear it for as long as they can, listen to it for as long as they can, and when they think they can't hear it anymore, they place a hand on their heart to let me know they can't hear my singing bowl anymore. And I walk around the room, and kids who can't hear it, then all of a sudden they start to hear it again. They take their hands down, but you can see it's still singing, and it will continue to sing. And it's a connect activity, and it gets the kids to focus on one thing, and they drown everything else out.
Now, what is this?
This is a glitter jar. So that's right, you shake it like you're turning a doorknob, and we use that during our focus time. So you can watch the glitter come down after you shake it, and it's very soothing to the nervous system and very calming.
I'm feeling it already. Yeah, look at that. Wow.
Okay. You can also, if you have an emotion that's very large, like anger or fear or anxiety, okay, you can make the glitter that emotion, and just tell the kids that they can just let their anger, their fear, their anxiety just settle down and get
So these
smaller.
look like you could make them, or all your students could have one. Is that true?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay,
yes.
great.
I have a class set that I bring from class to class, and at Jefferson right now we're making glitter jars for the entire school.
That's amazing.
It is.
Yeah, and this is another version?
Those are called bubblers. They're actually called liquid sensory timers, but no little kid wants to say liquid sensory timer. So we call them bubblers. And they're also very soothing to the nervous system. They relax you. They make you feel more calm. If you were to come into a classroom when I had just done a lot of yoga with the kids and the energy might be high, when these tools come out for focus, the energy gets very calm and relaxed. The kids love them.
Is that what you meant by, you saw the results yourself, they were really so profound? Can you just talk just a little bit about, what do you mean by that word profound?
Well, they use the tools that, I sprinkled yoga throughout my classroom throughout the day. And, you hope when you share this with kids that they use it not in the classroom, in other settings. So I'll give you an example. One day a little boy came back from lunch and he said to me, Miss McCormack, the lunchroom was really, crazy today. So people knocked over my lunchbox and told about how food was getting knocked over. And I said to him, oh, I'm so sorry. He said, no, I'm telling you this because I found my peace. So when a 5-year-old can be in a situation that can, create some stress or anxiety, and they know that they can find their peace and calm themselves down. It's
And
beautiful.
it matters so much more even now, just given as we move through this pandemic, and the impact that it's had on our young people.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, yoga has so many benefits.
Right.
I mean, it helps kids, it relieves stress and anxiety, it releases tension and trauma, it helps kids connect to themselves so that they can make better choices in the classroom.
Yeah, it's so powerful. Now, it's Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yes.
Which I'm so excited to have you here.
Well, thank you.
But
Happy to be here.
Could you give, are there a couple tips that you could share for our teachers, to help them navigate what's been an incredibly challenging and stressful time?
Absolutely. And I know pre-pandemic and post-pandemic, the way we teach has changed as well. And it has put us on devices. I mean, our lives today tend to bring our shoulders forward, whether you're driving, you're on a device, or you're on a computer. So it's doing a lot to your back and your heart space. So one of the things you can do is you can come to the edge of your chair, have a nice long back, elongate your spine, and just roll your shoulders up, back, and down. That's actually your natural, that's the way your posture should be.
That feels good. Yeah,
You just cracked. Okay? And then you're going to raise your arms up like this. This is called cactus. And you're going to imagine that there's a pencil between your two scapulas or wing bones, and just pinch it.
As if I'm trying to hold it there, right? Okay.
Just pinch it and breathe into that space.
I hope it's a thick pencil that I got. I need it.
And then just release it. Release it back down, and you should feel a little more open.
Yeah.
And then also, because we're on devices, it tends to crane our neck forward. So it's important to pay attention to your cervical spine. So just a simple breathing exercise, and teachers can do this in their classroom. Okay, when you're breathing in, you lift your chin to the ceiling and feel that nice stretch in the front of your neck. And when you exhale, you bring your chin to your chest and feel that nice stretch down your cervical spine and even into your upper thoracic spine. Inhale, chin to ceiling. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, and you just let the breath guide you. And as always in yoga, you listen to your body. If it feels really nice to hang out down here, then just take a few breaths down here. If it feels really nice for your neck to keep it up at the ceiling, then you do that. I can also show you another move that teachers can do just sitting at their desks.
Okay.
Okay? So we spend a lot of time sitting.
Yes.
Okay? And so it kind of takes its toll on our hips. So what we're going to do is we're just going to send our hips some love. So you're going to interlace your fingers, place them on your shin, bring your knee up, and you can even circle your ankle back and forth. Your ankle doesn't really get to do that during the day, and you can use this to help elongate and lengthen your spine. Take your foot and place it on your knee.
I knew you were going to have me do this.
Okay.
Okay.
Figure 4. Okay. This is if we were on a mat, it would be called pigeon. Okay. So keeping your spine nice and straight. Okay. And leading with your heart space, you're just going to come forward. And you should start to feel a little something in your hip. Yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Hello, hip.
Yes, your hip will talk to you.
It's making its presence known.
Okay, and also option to interlace your hands through the figure 4.
I think I
And
may
then-
pass on that. Oh, well, we'll see. We'll see what we
And
can
then
do
just
here.
keep coming forward.
All right.
And just breathe, send your hip some love.
Yeah, it needs some.
Okay, notice if your shoulders rounded forward. If it did, keep
Yeah.
them back.
I know.
And then release, come back up. And because we
Okay.
did it on one side, we have
All
to do
right,
it on the
of
other
course,
side.
of
It's all
course. I
about
knew that was
balance.
coming.
I know. So interlace your fingers, grab your shin,
Okay.
hug it in, circle your ankle,
Yeah.
and then
Get that
figure
loosened up.
4.
All right, this one's a little tighter.
You want to do any breathing too, because that's also really important for teachers, things that they can do at their desk. Just some heart and belly breath.
Okay. All
So
right,
you
let's do a heart and belly breath.
Right, we don't have to go through it, but I'll just
We
explain
can do
it.
the yoga moves next time. How's that?
Okay.
Okay.
So we do a hand on a heart and a hand on a belly.
Okay.
Okay. And you're going to breathe in, and you're going to try to move your belly hand. Okay, because most of the breath that we take during the day stays right up here. Okay, it's a shallow breath. So when you move the belly hand, you're actually allowing your diaphragm to come down and more oxygen into your lungs. And just 3 of these heart and belly breaths will activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which will let you know that you're safe, you're
Okay.
calm, you can be relaxed.
Wow. I feel it. Yeah, it works.
It's just 3 breaths,
Just 3.
just 3.
That's easy. Well, Mary, it has been great to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
I think you've really shown us that there's some things that really matter most. And I really appreciate that you were able to give our teachers some tips, because we really appreciate them and we're grateful that we get to celebrate them. And I'm so glad that we were able to celebrate with you. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It's been great to have you on What Matters Most. Look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, have a great day, New Rochelle.